So hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Creatrix. Welcome to Unacademy. So in these sessions, we are going to start the communication system and you are going to study the communication system like never before. So before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Vishal Soni and I have cleared ESC examination 2 times, both times in double digit rank. And I have also served as a Group A Gazette officer in Indian Railways and in Indian Telecommunication Services. And I have also cleared a lot of public sector examinations. So right now I'm teaching on Unacademy and I really feel proud to be the part of the Unacademy team, because Unacademy is the revolution in the field of free education and in the field of affordable education, and we as a team are really looking forward for every student to just come onto the Unacademy platform. You can attend the special classes, you can come onto this YouTube channel and you can stay connected with us so that you can understand the quality education and you can understand the efforts that we are putting in, so that every student of this country, whether he stays in a village or he stays in a town, should get the access of the content, that too in a very affordable prices, and he can also or she can also clear the examination with the best possible ranks. So right now I'm teaching on Unacademy with more than 15 million watch minutes in the overall duration and 2 million watch minutes in the last 30 days. So I am right now the top educator in Unacademy across all the branches, having rank 4 right now. And you can also follow me on Unacademy on this particular link. So you can go and follow me on Unacademy. Apart from that, my advice to every student is that how should you crack the examination and what are the components to cracking the examination. So the first question that comes to the mind, that can anyone prepare from the YouTube? Yes, you can prepare from the YouTube, but you should develop or cultivate some habits in yourself. For example, you should be very much disciplined. You should arrange the extra resources. For example, the PDFs you have to arrange, the test series you have to arrange by yourself, and most importantly, that self-discipline you should be containing in yourself, so that you can be very corrective manner and you can approach the examination in the best possible manner. So all these things you have to arrange yourself. The sense of competitiveness you have to cultivate in yourself, because the audience on the YouTube are not that much of competitive in nature, or maybe you cannot feel the competition which is present right now. So all these things are the part of the journey if you want to prepare through the YouTube, or maybe if you want to prepare through the free resources. Apart from that, if you want that you should get complete content, then this is the YouTube channel. On this YouTube channel itself, all the free content are available. You just have to go to the playlist. All the subjects are completed there. You just have to go and watch all the lectures one by one. Definitely will be getting benefited. But the extra things that I have told you, that the self-discipline and the sense of competitiveness and a lot of things you have to arrange by yourself. If you are comfortable in that, then you can do that. Apart from that, you should also have Unacademy learning app, so that the special classes you can attend. A lot of educators in this country are actually providing the special classes, that too absolutely free of cost, so that you can get the quality content in the best possible manner. Apart from that, there is also another component for you, which is Unacademy Plus. So on Unacademy Plus, what is your job? You just have to study. If you join this Unacademy Plus, you do not have to worry about the crash courses, weekly test, doubt solving sessions, the language barrier, rank improvement batches, live classes. So all these things will be taken care by the Unacademy. You just have to take the Unacademy Plus subscription and you have to come on to the Unacademy. You will be daily getting the live classes. You will be getting the crash courses. When you will be getting the crash courses? When the syllabus are completed. You will be getting the weekly test in the form of quizzes. Every fourth class is the doubt solving session, which is the major you can say the component or the major impact will be creating on your studies will be this doubt solving group. Because until and unless your doubts are not being cleared, until and unless you are not able to clear your doubts, you will never get the confidence in the subject. So once you come on to this Unacademy Plus, every fourth class is doubt solving session. Apart from that, various other doubt solving sessions are going on. So ultimately you will be getting your doubts cleared and you will gain confidence in the subject. The language barrier will not be an issue, because the batches will be running both Hindi and in English, and rank improvement batches will also be there. So all these things are the component of this Plus subscription. Once you come on to this Unacademy Plus, you do not have to be worried about your self-discipline, your competitiveness nature. Everything will be present on Unacademy, because a lot of other students will be there. Since the classes will be live, you can also watch it recorded later on. So the discipline automatically comes, because you get the idea that you will be having the daily live classes. Apart from that, there is also one iconic subscription. In this iconic subscription, the game changer is this personal coach. So this subscription is for them who thinks that their basics are weak, or those who are talented but they needs a continuous push. So this personal coach will be guiding you throughout your strategy. He will be giving you the study planners. You will be getting the study booster sessions. Once you will get the test, you will be getting the analytics. Analytics plays a major role in improving yourself. We as a teacher also get our analytics so that we can improve on the daily basis. So once you start getting the analytics, you will be also improving massively on the daily basis. Apart from that, there will also be the guidance for the mains once you clear the prelims, and there will also be the guidance for the interview once you clear the mains. So once you take the Iconic subscription, all the benefits of the Plus are included by default in this. And if you take the Plus subscription, then also these things will be included in that, though, so that will also create impact in your preparation, so that you just have to study rest of the things.
Hello friends, welcome to this lecture. So in the last lecture we studied about the random processes. So we discussed that a random process is nothing but a collection of sample functions, or it is a collection of random variables. So what we can say that if we have a random process, then this random process is function of random variables as well as it is function of time. So in general, if we have to define a random process, so we will say a random process is always the function of a random variable as well as it is the function of time. So what we can say that if this particular time is continuous in nature, which means the time belongs to all possible real values, then this random process is known as continuous time random process. So whenever a random process is function of continuous time, it is known as continuous time random process. So I will write it as CTRP. Now, whenever time is discrete, which means if I have chosen this time to be discrete, or I can choose the time variable as n and it should belong to integer only, then this particular random process is known as discrete time random process. So this is our discrete time random process, and I can write it as DTRP. So here time was continuous, here time is discrete. Now what I am saying is, suppose we have a random process, and if time is fixed or we are observing it at a particular time, then this random process is converted into a random variable. So now what I want to say is, if we have a continuous time random process and I am fixing the time, so the time is fixed or I am observing it at a particular time, so it will become the function of random variable only. So whenever a continuous random process is observed at a fixed time, it will be a function of random variable. Now here you can say that this particular function of random variable can be a continuous random variable or it can be a discrete random variable, depending upon the nature of the random variable, because we know that if we have a random variable, then the function of random variable will also result a random variable, which means if x is a random variable, then g of x will also be a random variable. And we know that if x of x is continuous random variable, then g of x will also be continuous random variable. And if x is discrete random variable, then g of x will also be a discrete random variable. So here one thing you should notice that whenever a continuous time random process is observed at a particular time, it will always result in a random variable, because function of random variable is another random variable. Now this random variable can be the continuous random variable as well as the discrete random variable. It will depend the nature of this random variable. Similarly, for discrete time random processes, if I will fix the time, then again the time parameter will vanish or it will become only the function of random variable. Again, this function of random variable can be a continuous random variable or it can be a discrete random variable. So what you should notice that this particular random process has two names. One is continuous time and discrete time. and that name is decided on the basis of this time factor. If it is continuous, then this is continuous time random process. If this is discrete, then this is a discrete time random process. Now if this particular random process is observed at a particular time, so it will result a random variable which is function of some other random variable. Now the nature of this particular random variable will decide the nature of this random variable. If this random variable is continuous, then this will be continuous random variable, and if this random variable is discrete, then this will be discrete random variable. So the bottom line is, when a random process which is a function of random variable and time, and when the time parameter is continuous, it is known as continuous time random process, and when time parameter is discrete, it is known as discrete random process. Now in the second step, what I am saying that whenever you are observing a random process at a particular time, then it will be some function of random variable, and that function of random variable will itself be a new random variable, which can be either continuous random variable or a discrete random variable. Now let us try to understand it one by one. So this is our continuous random process. So in this case, what I am doing, I am discussing the continuous random process. So the continuous random process means the continuous time random process. So sometimes continuous time random process is also written as continuous random process. So whenever we are talking about the continuous time random process, we know that the symbol of continuous time random process is x of lambda comma t, or alternatively I can write it as x of t, because as in case of random variables we have omitted lambda, so here also I have omitted the lambda. So if here this particular t belongs to all the possible values of r, then it is known as continuous time random process. And obviously this particular continuous time random process will be function of time as well as random variable. Now let us try to understand it by this particular example. Suppose we have a sample space S and it has two sample points lambda 1 and lambda 2, and this is our continuous time random process x of lambda comma t. So first of all, it will map this particular sample point onto a real time varying function. So this is your x of lambda 1 comma t. Similarly, this continuous time random process will also map this function onto a real line as x of lambda 2 comma t. So you can very clearly see that these two sample functions are continuous time sample functions. So a continuous time random process is nothing but collection of continuous time sample functions, which means in continuous time random process each sample point is mapped to a time varying function, and this time varying function is continuous time varying function. Now I can define my continuous time random process as in continuous time random process each sample function is continuous time function, or I can say that it is the collection of continuous time sample functions. So the definition is very simple. For a random process to be continuous time random process, each sample point must be mapped to a continuous time sample function. Now let us try to understand it by an example. So I am taking an example of continuous time random process. So suppose we have a continuous time random process x of t equal to a cos omega naught t plus phi, where a and omega naught are constants and phi is random variable which is uniformly distributed between 0 to 2 pi. So this is a continuous time random process is given to us. So what we should notice here, that if this is a continuous time random process, then it must be a function of time as well as the function of random variable. So you can very clearly see here that the time factor is given here as t, and this is your random variable, and this is the time. So I can say that it is a function of time as well as random variable. Now let me see this particular random variable phi. It is given in the problem that phi is uniformly distributed between 0 to 2 pi. So if I have to draw the PDF of this particular random variable, so the PDF will look something like this. It is uniformly distributed between 0 to 2 pi. So this will be the PDF. So from here you can say that this PDF is representing that phi is nothing but a continuous random variable. So what I can write is this particular continuous time random process, which is a cos omega naught t plus phi, is function of continuous time comma continuous random variable. So this x of t function can be written as function of t as well as phi, which is function of time as well as a continuous random variable. So this is very important observation, that this particular continuous time random process has dependency on time as well as random variable, and the time is also continuous, as well as in this particular case the random variable is also having continuous nature, because phi can choose any value between 0 to 2 pi. So if I will make the sample space and I will map that sample space by using this random variable phi, then this particular phi will have infinite number of values. So it can take any value between this 0 to 2 pi. That is why this phi is a continuous random variable. So now let us try to understand how it is representing a continuous time random process. So this is our random process x of t a cos omega naught t plus phi, and here phi is varying between 0 to 2 pi. So we can say that this particular random process, which is x of t, will have infinite number of waveforms as phi varies from 0 to 2 pi, and the collection of all those waveforms is nothing but this particular random process x of t. So let me explain it something like this. So I can write my random process x of lambda comma t as a cos omega naught t plus phi. Now as this phi varies between 0 to 2 pi, there will be infinite number of waveforms. So say for example, for x of lambda 1 comma t, I got the waveform as a cos omega naught t plus, say phi is 0 degree in this particular case. In the second case, when I am mapping my second sample point lambda 2 comma t, then amplitude is fixed, frequency is fixed, it will be the function of time, and say in this time the phase becomes 1 degree. Similarly, for some x of lambda 3 comma t, a is fixed, omega naught is fixed, and it becomes some 2 degree, and in this manner there will be infinite number of waveforms, and say for the lambda k comma t sample point, it becomes omega naught t plus 2 pi. So what you can say that as phi is varying from 0 to 2 pi, there will be infinite number of waveforms. There will be infinite number of waveforms between 0 degree to 1 degree as well as. Similarly, from 1 degree to 2 degree, there will be infinite number of waveforms, and overall it is nothing but the collection of infinite number of sample functions. So these are the infinite possible sample functions, and we know that a random process is nothing but collection of sample functions. So each these particular values are representing your sample function. Now you can see from here that each sample function is continuous in time. So that is why sometimes it is also known as continuous time random process. So from 2 point of view, you can see that it is a continuous random process. In the first step, you can observe that this T is the notation of continuous time. So it will always be a continuous time random processes, or you can vary your random variable from 0 to 2 pi and you will get infinite number of sample functions, and each sample function is continuous in time. That is why it is known as continuous time random process. Now, what you should understand from here that whenever a continuous time random process has been observed, it will always have collection of some sample functions, and each sample function is continuous in time. So what I can say from here that this x of t is a continuous time random process, and this particular x of t, which is a cos omega naught t plus phi, and it is the function of time as well as random variable. Now, since it is continuous, so this is continuous time random process. Now let me observe this continuous time random process at any particular instant t naught. So this x of t naught becomes a cos omega naught t naught plus phi naught. We know that whenever a random process is observed at a time instance, it is converted into a random variable. So here omega naught is constant, t naught is constant, a is constant, but this particular phi is random variable. Now I can write my x of t naught as some function of phi. We know that phi is continuous random variable, so this x of t naught will also be a continuous random variable. So in this particular case, when I observed my continuous time random process at a particular time instance, it is resulting in a continuous random variable. So this was very important discussion. Now let us try to understand it by another example. So the next example which I am taking is, suppose we have a random process a cos omega naught t plus phi. Now in this case, both omega naught and phi are constants, and a is a random variable which has two values, 1 and 2. So this much of information is given for this particular random process. Now let us try to analyze it. So this is the random process which is given a cos omega naught t plus phi. So this random process has to be the function of time as well as random variable. So here the function of time is t and the random variable which is mentioned here is a. So now if I will observe my random variable, this random variable a is having only two values, 1 and 2. We know that whenever a random variable is having only discrete values, which means it is having either 1 or 2, it is not having any value between 1 to 2. So such types of random variables are known as discrete random variable. Now from here you can say that it is the function of a continuous time as well as discrete random variable. So this continuous time random process is function of continuous time and discrete random variable. Now let us try to understand how the mapping or the sample functions will look like. So this was the x of t, which is a cos omega naught t plus phi, and here your a can take only two values, which is 1 and 2. So I can write it as x of lambda comma t. This becomes a cos omega naught t plus phi. Now suppose for any sample point lambda 1, this amplitude can take value 1 and it becomes 1 cos omega naught t plus phi. Similarly, for any other sample space lambda 2, the amplitude might become 2 cos omega naught t plus phi, which means whatever may be the sample point can be mapped to either 1 cos omega naught t plus phi, or it can be mapped to either 2 cos omega naught t plus phi, because each time varying function has random variable a which can take only two values, 1 or 2. So from here also you can say that it is the collection of sample functions, and each sample function is continuous time sample function. So the continuous nature you can judge always from this particular variable t. So whenever t is continuous, it is always going to be continuous time random process. Now let us try to understand what happens when I will observe this random process at a particular time instance. So this was the x of t, which is a cos omega naught t plus phi, and this is very clearly a continuous time random process. Now I just want to observe this at a particular instant t equal to t naught. So whenever a random process is observed at a particular time instant, it is converted into a random variable. So this is your random variable. Here you can see that omega naught, t naught and phi is constant. So this overall value is constant. And this is discrete random variable. So obviously this x of t naught will also be a discrete random variable. So these observations are very important, that whenever you have to decide about the process, whether it is a continuous time or discrete time, you should look for this time index. If this time is continuous or it is taking all possible values of time, then the process will be continuous time random process. And if a continuous time random process is observed at a particular time instant, then it will depend upon the nature of the random variable. For example, in the last case, phi was a continuous random variable. So at a particular time instant, that random process became continuous random variable. In this particular case, this a is discrete random variable. So for a particular time instant, the random variable which we will be getting will be a discrete random variable. So let me summarize these 2 points. Whenever a continuous time random process is observed at t equal to t naught, it may result in a continuous random variable which was the function of phi in the last case, or it may result in a discrete random variable which is some function of a. So these 2 examples we discussed, and these results are very important, which you should remember, that whenever a continuous time random process is sampled at t equal to t naught or any particular instant, it may result in a continuous random variable or discrete random variable depending upon the nature of the random variable existing in the random process. Now let us understand the discrete random process. So the discrete random process is basically the discrete time random process. So sometimes discrete time random process is also known as discrete random process. So discrete time random process is denoted as lambda comma n. Sometimes we omit this lambda and we use this xn, or sometimes instead of xn this type of symbol is written, where n varies from minus infinite to plus infinite, and obviously this n belongs to an integer. So in this case also, the discrete time random process x of lambda comma n, which is your discrete time random process, is function of some time and random variable. So since it is a discrete time random process, so this time has to be discrete time, and some function of random variable. So let us try to understand by this example. Suppose we have a sample space which has two sample points, lambda 1 and lambda 2, and this is your discrete time random process. So it will take this lambda 1 as input and it will generate a discrete time varying signal. So this signal is lambda 1 comma n is a discrete time varying signal, and this signal may look something like this. This is your discrete time signal. Similarly, it will take input of this lambda 2 and it will map it to a time varying signal x of lambda 2 comma n, and in this case also this function will be discrete. So you can say that here we are getting two discrete time sample functions. So we can see the definition of discrete time random process as the discrete time random processes maps the sample point to some discrete time signal or discrete time sample function, or you can say that the discrete time random process is nothing but ensemble or collection of discrete time sample functions. So this definition is very much in symmetry with the continuous time random process. So what I can say that a discrete time random process is ensemble or collection of discrete time sample functions, or you can say that in discrete time random process case, each sample function is discrete time function. So the definition is very much in symmetry. Let us try to understand this also by an example. So I am taking an example of a discrete time random process. So I am choosing a discrete time random process as x of n equal to a cos omega naught n plus phi, where a, omega naught are constants and phi is uniformly distributed between 0 to 2 pi. So here this x of n is a cos omega naught n plus phi. Now here n belongs to integer. So as you will put the values of phi which is lying between 0 to 2 pi, you will get infinite number of sample functions. So what I can write this as, I can write this function as x of lambda comma n x of cos omega naught n plus phi. So this x of lambda comma n is a cos omega naught n plus phi, and here this n is discrete time and this phi is random variable. And about phi, it is given that it is uniformly distributed between 0 to 2 pi. So whenever I will draw the PDF of this phi, it will have a constant value between 0 to 2 pi. So from here you can say that this phi is nothing but a continuous random variable. So because this phi can take any value between 0 to 2 pi. So I can say that this x of lambda comma n, or x of n, which is written here, a cos omega naught n plus phi, and it is a function of discrete time as well as continuous random variable. So we can say that since this n factor is discrete in nature, so this will always represent a discrete time random process. Or you can say that if I will choose a sample point x of lambda 1, then the sample function will be a cos omega naught n, a time varying function, but this phi is varying between 0 to 2 pi, so maybe phi is here 0 degree. Similarly, for some another sample function, it can become a cos omega naught n plus pi, and for another sample function, it may become a cos omega naught n plus 2 pi. And obviously there will be infinite number of sample functions when phi varies between 0 to 2 pi, and infinite number of sample functions when phi varies between 0 to 2 pi. So this x of lambda comma n is nothing but collection of infinite number of sample functions. So that is why it is fulfilling the requirement of a random process. Along with the random process, it is mapping each sample point to some discrete time varying sample function. That is why it is also known as discrete time random process. So now it is very much clear that this x of t, which is a cos omega naught n plus phi, is function of n and phi, and it is a discrete time random process. Now whenever you have to identify the discrete time random process, you should look for this n. Whenever n has only integer values or only discrete values, then this particular random process becomes discrete time random process. Now if I will observe my random process at some instant n equal to n naught, so this x of n naught becomes a cos omega naught n naught plus phi. So this is a discrete time random process. When I am observing it at n equal to n naught, it becomes random variable. We know that phi is a continuous random variable, so it now becomes only the function of phi because time has been fixed, or it is replaced by n naught. So since phi is continuous random variable, so this x of n naught will also be a continuous random variable. Now let us try to take another example. Suppose I am taking another random process, which is a cos omega naught n plus phi. So in this case, the omega naught and phi are constants, and a is a random variable having values 1 and 2. So it is having values 1 and 2. Now let me again write this signal as a cos omega naught n plus phi. I can also write it as x of lambda comma n. So if I have to put the sample point lambda 1, then this random process will map this sample point to 1 cos omega naught n plus phi. Similarly, if I will choose another sample point lambda 2, so this random process will map it to 2 cos omega naught n plus phi. So in this case, the random nature exists in amplitude, which means all the sample points will be mapped either to the sample function having amplitude 1 or to the sample function having amplitude 2. So these two are the sample functions. Each sample functions is discrete time functions, and this random process x of lambda comma 1 will be the collection of all the sample functions lambda 1 comma n and lambda 2 comma n. So this is the random process, and each sample function is discrete time function. That is why it can also be called as discrete time random process. So now let me observe it again. This is your discrete time random process, which is a cos omega naught n plus phi, and this is the function of random variable a and time n. So this is discrete time random process. Whenever I have to observe whether it is a continuous time random process or discrete time random process, I will look for the time parameter. If time parameter is continuous, then it is continuous time random process. When time parameter is discrete, it is discrete time random process. Now let me observe this at a particular time instance. So if I will observe it at x equal to x naught, it becomes a cos omega naught n naught plus phi. Since time has already been fixed, so it becomes only the function of random variable. And we know that whenever a discrete time random process is observed at a particular time instant, it is converted into random variable. Now it is given that a takes only two values, 1 and 2. So very clearly a is nothing but a discrete random variable. So the function of discrete random variable will again become discrete random variable. So this x of n naught can also be said as discrete random variable. So from all these discussions, the things which we should remember is a continuous time random process will be a function of continuous time and a random variable. So it can be the function of continuous time or a continuous random variable, or continuous time or a discrete random variable. Now, when this continuous time random process is observed at a particular instant, so it becomes function of random variable. This function can be function of continuous random variable or function of discrete random variable, or it may finally result in a continuous random variable or a discrete random variable. So whenever continuous time random process is observed at an instant t equal to t naught, it might result in a continuous random variable or a discrete random variable. The similar summary you can write for the discrete time random process. So for the discrete time random process, which is it will be function of discrete time and random variable. Now it can be the function of discrete time and continuous random variable, or it can be the function of discrete time and discrete random variable. Now when this discrete random process is observed at a particular instant, then it becomes only the function of random variable. So it can be the function of continuous random variable, or it can be the function of discrete random variable, which will eventually result a continuous random variable or a discrete random variable. So this is the bottom line which you should remember, that whenever a continuous time random process is observed, it will always be the function of continuous time and random variable. And if that random variable is continuous random variable, it becomes the function of continuous time and continuous random variable. And when the function is discrete random variable, it becomes the function of continuous time and discrete random variable. Same goes the case with the discrete time random process, that a discrete time random process will be the function of discrete time and random variable. If the random variable is continuous, then it becomes the function of discrete time and continuous random variable. And when the random variable is discrete, it becomes the function of discrete time and discrete random variables. And the last point, which is whenever a continuous random process is observed at any particular time instant, it may result in a continuous random variable or a discrete random variable. Similarly, when a discrete time random process is observed at a particular time instant, it may result in a continuous random variable or a discrete random variable. So all these discussions were very important, and all these discussions you should understand very carefully, and you should try to remember the bottom line which I have told ultimately. So thank you.
So hopefully we have understood every concept in this class. If you have any doubt in any concept, you can let me know in the comment section. I'll try to resolve that thing. Apart from that, you can also follow me on various social media platforms. For example, you can join this Telegram group where you will be getting important notification, important updates. This is Telegram group where you can also comment, you can ask your queries, or maybe you can also suggest me for the improvement. Apart from that, this is my Unacademy profile. On this Unacademy profile, you should also follow me so that you can get the important updates of the Unacademy also, right? And this is the Notion page. You just have to type this tiny.cc/VishalGate. So you will be redirected to a page where all the special classes are arranged very systematically. तो मैंने बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स पे स्पेशल क्लास ले रखी है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल नाइक्विस्ट, फूरियर सीरीज, latches and flip flop, double integrations, okay, lot of things are there. So you will be getting all these concepts absolutely free of cost. You just have to type this in your URL, you will be redirected to that page and attend these lectures one by one. You will be getting a next level confidence in these topics that I can guarantee you. Now this is the Notion page of your YouTube, on which you will be getting the links of the YouTube. Apart from that, you will be also getting the PDFs of that particular lecture. So this is very important for you, and just you have to type http://bit.ly/gatelive. So gatelive, you just have to type it in the capital so that you can access all the lectures link and PDF arranged systematically. So if you want to attend or you want to clear the examination with the free resource, then this is the channel for you. This is the best recorded videos which has been ever made. You just have to go to that lecture, just click the link and download the PDF and start studying systematically. So we have also done this for you so that any student, whether he is sitting any part of this country, should not face the difficulty in cracking the examination, whether he can afford or he cannot. Now if you can afford, then the subscription prices are not something which you cannot pay. It is very nominal amount which you can pay, and you can just avoid all the distractions, all the time wastage which we will be doing in downloading those PDFs, arranging them, arranging for the test series, and a lot of other things that you have to arrange, doubt solvings you have to arrange by yourself. If you want to avoid all those distractions in a very nominal amount, so you can go for the Unacademy Plus subscription. For 12-month subscription, you have to pay only 74 rupees per day. Apart from that, for 18-month subscription, which is the best possible subscription, you have to pay 63 rupees per day. It is even lesser than the pizzas that you order on your home. So it is that much of amount that can shape your career, that can give you the best possible rank in the examinations under the guidance of the best teachers of the country, which has been right now placed on the Unacademy. Now 24-month subscription will cost you 54 rupees per day. So these subscription amounts will give you the subscription for the desired period. Apart from that, if you are using this code, you just have to remember this code, write my name, write GATE after it. You can also write ESC after it. So you have to write my name and write ESC after it. So any one of these code, once you apply, you will be immediately getting the 10% discount. You will be getting all the features of the Unacademy. You will be getting the guidance of all the teachers present on Unacademy, and everything you will be getting that is needed to crack the examination once you are using this code. So if you think we are working hard, we are giving our best content, we are giving the free content absolutely for you guys, and everything that is needed for every student to crack the examination. So never forget to use this code whenever you are taking the subscription. So this code is very important and you have to use every time you are taking the subscription. Now those who are interested for the prices, total price amount, so let me tell you, total price is 27,225 for 12 month, 34,650 for 18, and for 24 month it is 39,600. You can also pay this by using zero cost EMI. Zero cost EMI can be paid by credit card and debit card. In debit cards, there are only Bajaj and HDFC as of now available. Okay, so the zero cost EMI means you do not have to pay anything extra. Any interest is not, you should not pay, and you have to pay this much of amount on the daily basis if you are looking for the zero cost EMI option. Apart from that, if you are coming for Iconic subscription, so Iconic mein, I have already told you that your personal coach will be the game changer. He will be he will be basically following you to give you the guidance so that you can get the success in a very short span of time. So he will be following you, he will be pushing you every time. Now once you use this coupon code, this will be costing you around 45,225, and if you are using this coupon code, write my name, GATE after it, you will be getting the 24-month subscription of Iconic in 66,600 rupees. Fine. Apart from that, every one of you should follow this GATE aspirant group, and there also some important notification always comes. Now, what are the YouTube channels that you should immediately subscribe? This Creatrix, this is the channel on which you are present. This is Unacademy Gate Questions, where previous year questions has been solved by the educators. So you'll be getting all the previous year questions video solution apart from the PDF also. This is the Electrical Junction channel, where you will be getting the important concepts of EC and electrical. And this is Engineering Pathshala, where you will be getting some practical aspect of the videos, some animated videos that will enhance your ability to think. So these are the channels which you should immediately subscribe so that you can get a better content. Fine. Now these are my some YouTube videos which I have created for you. In all of these videos will give you some motivation, guidance, content, and some strategy. So these are hand-picked videos. You can immediately follow these videos. Okay. So thank you so much. And those who are coming on this channel, immediately share all the content which is present on this channel. We are working very hard for you guys. So this is your responsibility that you should share this channel. You should subscribe this channel. Also share the link of this channel, link of the videos, link of the educator whom you follow, so that every student who is needy, they can come onto this channel and they can get the best possible rank. So all the best everyone. Let's crack it.